all new tonight on Fox 31 News at 10.
I have the utmost confidence that these men and women will solve the recent cases that have occurred.
We're now learning more about the man killed in an attempted armed robbery Friday, why police are now calling him a hero, and how the community plans to remember him. The case of a missing Ocella teacher and pageant queen takes yet another twist today. Find out who says he's not guilty and what happens next with the case.
A fall-like feel to our forecast this week, but changes arrive by the time we get to the weekend. All the details coming up in weather.
And later, community policing, why it's good to be that nosy neighbor, and how your garbage can make you a victim of identity theft.
This is Fox 31 News at 10.
Good evening, and thanks for watching Fox 31 News at 10. I'm Amir Jacobson. Raymond Tubb has the night off. First on Fox 31 tonight, we will get you up to speed. The day after a customer was fatally shot at an East Albany store, another man was killed after a shooting at an Albany hotel. Albany police say that a man was shot just after 7 at the Quality Inn. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The next morning, the suspect's car was found on ASU's campus. Tonight, police need your help to identify the suspect. There have now been 18 homicides in Albany this year. Of those, only 3 remain unsolved, including both of this weekend's. Albany Police Chief Michael Persley says that he's confident they'll solve those 2. He says investigators are working to figure out who the killers are, but he's calling for the community's help with tips.
We're tired. We're tired. However, we're not going to give up. We're not, and we want to make sure that the families of these victims, that they can feel confident in knowing that we found the ones who were responsible and we brought them to justice.
If you know anything about either of these murders, call Albany Police or Crime Stoppers. They say even the smallest tip can help. Their number is 436-TIPS. Tonight, we're now learning more about the man killed in an attempted armed robbery. Fox 31's Kaylee McCarthy tells us why they're now calling him a hero and how the community plans to remember him.
He's a true hero. He would have never thought twice. Somebody needed help, he's going to help them.
He was a good example of, what a lot of people could strive for.
One local man gone too soon from the community he loved.
One at the Zion store downtown on Broad that he hung out a lot. And this is a picture of him when he won the Wingfest.
31-year-old Javis Walker died as a hero on Friday during an attempted armed robbery at the Dollar General in East Albany. Right now, members of the community remember him for his kind soul.
Without the fact that he put his life on the line, even without that, he was already a hero to a lot of people.
Friends say Walker spent his days on his bike, riding around to different local businesses in the community.
He would drop by our shop when he had a problem with his bicycle, whether he needed a wrench or a screwdriver.
Javis was a good friend. He came here almost 6 out of 7 days a week.
Tom Gierick at Gierick's Automotive is putting together a candlelight vigil on Saturday to remember the local hero.
We want everybody to bring an aluminum can. We want everybody to wear a white shirt. White is purity, and we believe he had a pure soul. We're asking people if they want to get a plain white t-shirt and write a little message on it.
Gierick and the rest of the community will be able to remember Javis for his kind spirit at the park next to Tallulah Massey Library from 5 to 7 p.m.
My biggest thing I'll always remember by a smile. He always had a smile on his face.
Kaylee McCarthy, Fox 31 News.
Going into the holiday season, armed robberies may increase, according to APD. The department encourages businesses to take precautionary steps. Chief Persley tells businesses to make sure their surveillance systems work, avoid putting signs or flyers in the windows because it blocks sight for outsiders to see if anything is going on in the store. And if you make drops at the bank, do it earlier in the day and switch up your routine. For patrons, if you find yourself in an armed robbery situation, here's what the chief suggests.
Try to be the best witness as possible. A lot of times when we have armed robberies, there is no intent to harm anybody inside the store.
Also, the police chief doesn't encourage patrons to try to stop crime on their own. New tonight, ways you can protect your neighborhood. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation says over 61,000 burglaries were reported in Georgia just last year. Major George Foster with the Forsyth Police Department says citizens calling in suspicious activity does help law enforcement. Foster says one of the best ways to keep your community safe is getting to know your neighbor. He encourages you to also look out for anything out of the ordinary.
It could be a car. It could be a person just walking up and down your street that you're not familiar with. I always say that if it looks out of place, it probably is.
Foster also says be mindful about what you throw out. He says throwing away personal documents can be like throwing out your identity. He encourages burning or shredding them. All new at 10, one of the 2 men charged in the disappearance of Tara Grinstead has now waived his formal arraignment in court. Bo Dukes was set to appear in court on Friday for the charges that he faces in Wilcox County. Dukes was previously indicted in Ben Hill County on charges of concealing a death of another, tampering with evidence, and hindering the apprehension of a criminal. In his waiver, Dukes entered a not guilty plea on all 4 charges. At the time, there is no word on a trial date. The Tara Grinstead case has now spanned more than 11 years. Her family first reported her missing from her Ocilla home in 2005. For more than a decade, no leads panned out. The GBI says they got information leading to Ryan Dukes' arrest in late February. Then about a week later, they arrested Bo Dukes and searched a farm in Ben Hill County for evidence. Right now, there is a gag order on the case, preventing law enforcement and lawyers from talking about it publicly. If you want to see all of our past reports on the Grinstead case, plus a photo gallery, go to WFXL.com. And now over to Fox 31 meteorologist Chris Neisinger for a look at our forecasts.
Well, we've been waiting for a long time for that first real taste of fall-like weather, and we're going to see that as it is pushing into the region as we speak. Some cooler, drier air filtering in on the heels of a cold front that did slide through the area earlier today, bringing with it a little bit of rain and thunder shower activity, about 1/4 of an inch here at our studios, and many others seeing about the same number as far as accumulating rainfall goes. But still some leftover cloud cover that will be in and out of here as we go throughout the overnight hours. We'll call it clearing skies as we get into the early morning. Look at where we start tomorrow morning. 52 degrees with a mostly fair sky, 66 around lunchtime, 72. That's all we're going to do for about a high for tomorrow. Do we get even cooler than this as we wake up on our Wednesday morning? We'll check that and check your extended forecast and more. Coming up in just a few minutes, here's what's next on Fox 31 News at 10.
Dozens are dead and hundreds still missing from the ravaging fires in California. Up next, we have a look at what fire officials say might be a breaking point. Plus, an explosion rocks an oil rig near New Orleans. How many are injured and what caused the explosion?